I think we'll be all good. I feel like we got a safe space here. If something's particularly controversial, I'm gonna take the brunt of it. Let us take a deep breath in, calm ourselves.
My son will never be the star of his Little League team. He won't be the first person to step foot on Mars, nor will he invent the cure to cancer. But by the best definition of success I can think of, him and his special needs buddies and everyone else out there like them are giants living amongst us mere mortals.
Hey guys, are you my special needs buddies? He seems so surprised that an autistic person could actually do something good. Yeah, it's really weird. It's assuming it's like it's trying to put a positive spin on it, but it's making statements about disability and autism which is not necessarily true. Like I think that's not good. Have you heard about Mark Rober's The Truth About My Son video? Well, it has amassed over 39 million views and has been receiving a number of different controversial opinions, people perhaps not being the most happy with this video being out there on the internet. Well, today I'm going to dive headfirst into something which I'm not particularly sure on what exactly this is and why it's controversial. So we're going to be looking at it in real time, offering my own perspective as an autistic person. Just be aware that perhaps this might induce some feelings of anger or annoyance or perhaps upset. But we will be here. I'll be here beside you to take on this challenge. I mean, I've got anxiety. You guys have built it up for me. Like, okay.
Get out of here. Okay, how about you go color? Okay. That was my son, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit about him. It might come as a surprise to a lot of you that I even have a son, because in 8 years of making videos, I've never really put him on camera. I'm fairly private and protective when it comes to my family on my channel.
Well, that's good. I think we can all appreciate stuff like that. Starting off on a somewhat positive note, maybe? Oh dear.
Channel. Now you might say, hold up, you put your niece and nephews on here all the time. But in my defense, I feel like I've made it pretty clear at this point that I don't really care about them. The reason I'm so protective of him is because he has special needs. He's on the autistic spectrum, and this is the internet.
What? I need some context for this. You can't just throw in clips like that without giving some idea. I mean, he's got 29.9 million views. I should pretty much have some. I should probably have some awareness of what kind of stuff this person does. I've never actually heard of this person before, to be honest. But straight there with the special needs. A lot of people don't like the term special needs, prefer additional needs.
Internet. So even as I make this video, I'm incredibly terrified, but this is something that my wife and I feel really strongly about. And a lot of times when people hear he has autism, they want to know what he's really good at. Does he have a photographic memory? Or can he do really complex math in his head? For example, if you tell my son's friend any date from any year, he will tell you the day of the week it lands on. Gonna randomly generate a date. June 2nd, 2004. What day is that on?
Wednesday.
It's gonna take me a second even to get there. What did I say? June 2nd, 2004? You said Wednesday. Here's June. June 2nd, 2004.
Isn't it a trick that some people can use to do that? I'm pretty sure there is a trick for doing that. The way that it's kind of the sort of the narrative that's being spun seems a bit sus to me.
Let's do one more, okay? I'm gonna generate another random date. May 26th, 2006.
Friday.
And there he goes. What did I even say? May 5th?
May 26th.
Oh, May 26th. His parents and teachers have no idea how he has the ability to do this, and he doesn't know how to communicate that to us either.
I need some help today.
You need some help? Okay, let's go make Play-Doh. It's actually a common misconception, but the truth is the majority of the kids on the autistic spectrum don't have remarkable abilities like this.
No, it is very much a trope, particularly pushed by mainstream films like Rain Man. Kind of this sort of view of autism as being sort of a savantist type gift. In matter of fact, these type of skills that was, or that type of skill that was displayed in Rain Man is extraordinarily rare. Extraordinarily rare.
Our son, however, does have a remarkable ability, although if you see him in public, this ability isn't immediately apparent. A lot of times when he's around lots of people or in a crowded place, he might look disengaged, or it might seem like he doesn't really know what's going on. Carly Fleischman has autism and was able to explain why this is. And what you should know about Carly is that because of her erratic behavior and because she can't speak, for years people thought she was just severely autistic and had other extreme mental handicaps. Until one day
She was just severely autistic and had other extremely severe mental handicaps. The choice of words, it's not particularly favourable, is it? Oh dear.
One day when they put her in front of a computer where she could type, and then they realized there was so much more going on in her head than anyone could have imagined.
I am autistic, but that is not who I am. Take time to know me before you judge me.
This amazing breakthrough made it so Carly was able to explain how it feels to have autism.
Our brains are wired differently. We take in many sounds and conversations at once. I take over 1,000 pictures of a person's face when I look at them. That's why we have a hard time looking at people.
Basically, people with autism don't have a filter in their brain like the rest of us. So if you and I were having a conversation here in this park, I can ignore everything around me and just focus on your voice. But if I had autism, I would hear the ice cream man ringing the bell behind me, and the kid crying because he's not getting any ice cream, and the cars going by.
I'd say that's a correct depiction for me. I think the issue is that I don't think every single autistic person who probably experiences the word like this. I mean, just in general, it seems like it's a pretty common thing that people experience. Like, there's not necessarily that aspect of habituation that a lot of people have when it comes to particularly auditory stimuli. But I hesitate to say it's every single autistic person, you know.
And the plane up there, as well as the train in the distance. Not to mention all of the different smells and the fact that the tag on my shirt is kind of rubbing on my back. It's sensory overload and everything comes in all at once, and it's really overwhelming and makes it hard to focus. This is why headphones can be really helpful at a place like Disneyland. But at home, when he's in a familiar environment without a bunch of distractions, you start to get a glimpse of who he really is. You wouldn't know this from seeing him in public, but he loves to laugh, to the point that sometimes he can't even breathe. This is us doing our nightly bedtime routine. He loves routine and repetition because it's familiar and predictable, which makes sense because his brain knows what to expect and it doesn't need to filter. And as a dad, his love of repetition is the best because my same jokes totally kill every time. Some of these I've used easily hundreds of times and I still get this response.
I have a name. Oh, I'm sorry, Turtle.
This leads to his remarkable ability I mentioned earlier, and it has to do with how he spends his free time at home by himself. When he first meets someone, he will ask important questions like what your favorite color is and if your house has stairs. Then the first chance he gets, he will make you a full-page mural completely covered in about 2 pounds of your favorite crayon color, and he'll write you a personal letter on the back. As you can see, he takes this job pretty seriously, and so we are constantly running out of envelopes and stamps. What's so remarkable to see as his parents is how happy people become when they get one of his letters. And the letters themselves certainly aren't any literary masterpiece, but people know they mean something special coming from him. Most kids are 12 years old, they get home from school and they're on their phones or they're thinking about themselves.
He seems like a sweet kid. I'm wondering at what point, at what point is going to be the sort of the point of contention. Like, does anyone know exactly like what aspect of this video? Like, we've only watched half of it so far, but what aspect of this video has caused people to not be that happy.
Themselves and how to look cool, but his biggest thrill is interacting with others. His superpower is making other people happy. He also makes people better. Birthday parties are a really big deal for him, even if it's not his. And everyone is always compassionate and patient with him, so he can make sure things happen just right. Having a child with special needs can be challenging at times, and certainly some cases out there are much harder than others. But his mom has always done a great job of fighting
The wording again. Some cases. Yeah, special needs. Okay.
and focusing on the best parts about our son, and then making sure other people can see and celebrate those parts as well. Regardless of your religious or political beliefs or your favorite sports team or any other way we like to divide ourselves into tribes, I think we can all agree that a successful life is one where you leave the world better than you found it. Sort of a net positive effect due to your influence. There's a lot of normal functioning people who are critical and seek to
Was that it? Is that the point of contention? There are a lot of normal functioning people. I'm laughing because I'm just like, I just did not expect it. It just kind of comes out of nowhere. The wording and the inspirational lens. I'm laughing at a reaction. I don't know. Oh my god. Did he use air quotes?
to tear others down, or who have made a ton of money.
Also, I'm sorry for pausing it again, but is really like, is the meaning of life, like, why is he's giving us the meaning of life, guys? Like, sure, that's a good sort of message to put out, but like, is it really the most important thing? You know, just living, doing your own thing, is that not good enough? Feels a tad patronizing.
But are just terrible people, and by my definition, they're not successful. People with special needs might not fit the traditional criteria of success by benefiting GDP or getting a PhD to cure a disease, but they have such a net positive effect on the people that get to interact with them. They personify traits like perseverance, such as with Jason here, who has autism and was the dutiful sports equipment manager for 4 years. So
yeah, I can see why people can maybe sort of a bit disturbed by the sort of framing. It very much falls into this idea of like inspiration. I probably shouldn't say that word on stream, should I? Inspiration corn. Oh dear. Yeah, it's very much something that we see, which it's kind of like somewhat of a, I guess, a stage one sort of counter movement to the sort of the autism stigma, but it does more to sort of push people stigmatizing autism in the opposite direction, or used as something that's beneficial to other people. He just said disabled people don't contribute to the comedy. Yeah, I did not pick that up, but I think you're right there. That's what are you talking about? Yes, I did not isolate that. It's a very good point, Tommy. Yeah, I mean, speak for each individual, you know. It's a very blanket term to say that everybody who has additional needs or has some form of disability or is autistic, that they don't contribute to, like, GDP, the economy. They don't contribute to science. Like, that seems like a pretty, like, easily debunked term. Yeah, Dr. Temple Grandin. Yeah, exactly. Like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm glad you because I'm kind of looking for I suppose I'm sort of hyper focused on the type of language to try and figure out exactly why it's thing, and I just completely missed that. Yeah, no, you're right. So preachy. Bit inspiration, corny, wrong sort of language. It's kind of reframing. Like, at the same time as it's trying to reframe things into a positive way, like, it's kind of assuming that, like, it's assuming, it's like, it's trying to put a positive spin on it, but it's coming from it's making statements about disability and autism which is not necessarily true, you know? Like, I think that's not good. More to the point, the comedy is outdated and needs correcting for humanity to actually progress. Plus, if you look at most scientists, there are always traits of autism, ADHD, or both, yeah. I find it strange when people judge your career choice by how much you contribute to society, since that is very subjective. 100% Carlos. You make a good point. Only normal functioning people contribute to society. The normal functioning people got me. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's partnered with a not so great organisation for this. Oh dear. Yeah, I do not have any awareness of this. Says that it's supporting colour on the spectrum. Next Autism. Next for Autism helps create programs around the country for individuals on the spectrum so they can live, work, and be a part of their communities so they're not left to live lives in isolation. That sounds good. There are lots of great resources for children on the autism spectrum, free public school system, but once 10, 18, they're totally left on their own. Yep, that's true. But how exactly are you going about doing this next? How are they going about doing this? Please fill me in, guys. Biomed define normal. Yeah, guys, let me know what are they doing that is particularly problematic for people.
So the coach put him in for the last 4 minutes of the game his senior year. He sank not 1, not 2, but 6 3-pointers, including one right at the final buzzer, for a performance his supportive classmates will remember for the rest of their lives. People with special needs ground the rest of us and demonstrate the simple joys life can offer. With our hectic schedules and task lists...
Did you guys catch that? Demonstrate the simple joys that life have to offer. The simple joys. Cue that clip that I used in one of my last videos of Beth and Jerry talking. It's I'm so lucky to be in love with such a simple, lovely, simple man. Not good indeed. The controversy of this video wasn't about the message about his son, but it was about the organisation he chose to fundraise to. Normal, medically speaking, is the standard. It can only be used to calibrate instruments. Yeah, far too normal. Santa.
They remind us that things don't have to be that complicated.
I love you, kiddo. I love you too.
Or in the case of Carly, that our initial critical snap judgments of each other might be totally wrong. My son will never be the star of his Little League team. He won't be the first person to step foot on Mars, nor will he invent the cure to cancer. But by the best definition of success I can think of, him and his special needs buddies and everyone else out there like them are giants living amongst us mere mortals.
Hey guys, are you my special needs buddies? He seems so surprised that an autistic person could actually do something good. Yeah, it's really weird. It's what did he say? Do you want me to rewind it for you?
Critical snap judgments of each other might be totally wrong. My son will never be the star of his Little League team. He won't be the first person to step foot on Mars, nor will he invent the cure to cancer. But by the best definition of success I can think of, him and his special needs buddies and everyone else out there like them are giants.
I'm only laughing. I'm not laughing at them. I'm just laughing at the choice of words. It's just bizarre. Agree, not agreeable use of words. No autistic people on Mars. I think the funny thing about this is I highly doubt that there aren't autistic people working on a cure for cancer, or becoming astronauts, or doing stuff like that. That seems like things that a lot of autistic people that I can think of would probably really, really like, considering some individuals' predispositions to enjoying space and enjoying science. I know it's the special needs buddies that got me. Why do you have to I understand it's the context of the video and they're talking about it in terms of autism, but it's maybe he can be the star of the little leagues team for disabled individuals, you know? Like, and why is that necessarily a bad thing, you know? I mean, he's kind of making a point that, like, he doesn't need to do that stuff, but I suppose, I don't know. Maybe he's trying to talk to people who are sort of part of the mainstream. I'm confused as well. I'm confused.
Living amongst us mere mortals. They make the world a better place, and we're lucky to have them.
That's true.
Thank you for watching the video. If it resonated with you in some way, please share it with someone in your life who you know might benefit from hearing the message. I also have a very exciting announcement. It's super distracting if you're mouthing all my lines.
I was doing that?
Yeah, just hold the cards.
Or I could sit. You don't mind, right?
I mean, do I have a choice? This is your house.
Oh yeah, that is my house. All right. Mark and I will be co-hosting 3-hour live stream for charity on Mark's YouTube channel on April 30th, Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. You can figure out all the other times. We'll be doing this together.
It's called Color the Spectrum because, you know, my son likes to color. And we'll also be joined by some folks you might have heard of, such as Mr. Beast, the D'Amelio sisters, Jacksepticeye.
I have a friend named Jack that will be joining us too. Jack Black, Conan O'Brien, Stephen Colbert, Adam Sandler.
Jeez. What is going on here? Is this just some kind of section of YouTube, section of the world that I'm just not aware of? Like, they have these people joining in on a live stream that they're doing for 3 hours? What is occurring? What is happening?
Sandler, Chris Rock.
Heard of them. Not to mention Jon Stewart, John Oliver, Miranda Singh, Sarah Silverman, Mark Hamill, Andy Samberg, iJustine, Maya Rudolph, Terry Crews, Paul Rudd, and Zach freaking Galifianakis.
Terry Crews? I'm so confused. What is happening? I'm so confused. And we're also going to have Mark Zuckerberg here and Elon Musk and pretty much every single celebrity that you can think of who doesn't seem to have any connection to autism. I'm so confused about what this is supposed to be about and do.
Galifianakis. We'll also be joined by these folks as well.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
We'll be there.
I'll be there. Well, I'll be there too.
I'll be there.
Hey, Vsauce. I'll be there.
I'll be there.
I know you already said my name, but I'll be there.
All of the proceeds are going to a really great, a well-respected charity called Next for Autism, who specialize in supporting folks on the autism spectrum as they transition into becoming adults.
There are resources for kids and teens.
I mean, just from the outset, what they've described seems to be like we definitely do need more support systems for sort of post-18, like particularly transitioning into adulthood. But the thing is, I don't know much about this charity, so maybe we'll have a look a little bit after to see what it is about, because I'm really just not aware of it at this moment.
Teens affected by autism, but there isn't much for adults.
Yeah, it kind of drops off. So selfishly, my son is coming up on that milestone. So if you've ever wanted to support my channel financially, I don't have a Patreon, so this is the most meaningful way you can do it. So click the blue donate button over there or down there, and we can start raising funds now, even before the big live stream.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We're bringing the biggest stars of social media and old people media together for a great night, great prizes, and most importantly, we're going to raise an actual ton of money to help some special people who could use it.
So follow the link in the video description for more information.
Am I one of the special people that you're trying to help? What the fuck?
Get pumped, go donate, and we'll see you there.
I'm already pumped.
As am I.
There should have been more thought about the presentation, just a little bit more. Exactly. Like, get some, like, actually autistic people, like autism advocates, to come talk to them about it. It just astounds me. It doesn't even matter, like, at what scale it is. Whether it's, like, TikTok people who are making their own sort of TikToks, or massive 29, nearly 30 million size channels who have celebrities and some of the top YouTubers in the world coming to do a live stream with them. Like, it's just not there. Like, why? Why is this? Why? I've come to sincerely hate the word special, lol. Yeah. Jimmy Kimmel is going to help these special people. I'm only laughing because I don't know what, like, response to have. Like, I don't know. It's just kind of a bit... It just went so quickly, and it's just in a frame. It's with an intention for a certain audience that I just can't really, like, digest it properly. I don't know how else to explain it other than that. Do you guys feel the same? Is that why people are kind of upset about it, other than, like, the organization? Let's check out the page about next for autism transfers. Oh, I've already seen that. To create, support high quality programs to maximize potential, show that individuals have successfully integrated in communities. Good. Expand system-wide capacity to serve autistic people with coordinating agencies and disciplines. So I can find the thing that people don't like. What is the next for autism's position on ABA? ABA is a common therapy that can improve... Wait, let me move myself. ABA is a common therapy that can improve social communication. ABA has been a topic of debate, but much of this controversy stems from the way ABA used to be done. I don't think that's the case. Okay, so they're in favour. I can understand why people are a bit upset about. Okay, they don't believe in eugenics. That's good. Are they partner with AS? Not currently engaged with AS. Okay. So I guess like the issue that people have with it is the ABA stuff. Is that why? I feel like people treat us autistics as if we're from another galaxy. Clearly not made for autistic people, yeah. Also, I don't think really co-produced with autistic people either. Like, obviously, like they had his son and they had a couple of individuals that his son was engaged with, but, you know, it would have been perhaps best practice to perhaps co-produce the video with another autistic person. But I suppose it might be quite hard to find somebody who would do that, considering, like, the organization that... I mean, it seems like the organization is like tackling some good things. It's just that, I think, that seems to be the potential issue here, from what I understand about what autistic people do and don't like. What do you guys think? Yeah, it's not for us. Thomas, I think it's quite subtle. If you don't really know much about autism, you may not pick up on the bad use of language. Yeah, 100%. I don't necessarily think this guy is necessarily doing it on purpose. I just don't think he's like, he just hasn't had the input from autistic people. That's what makes it dangerous. Yeah, exactly. I don't think he's necessarily that. Like, I think he's genuinely trying to do something good. I just think, like, the fact that he just hasn't consulted with, you know, an autistic person or like an autism-led charity, autistic adults, on like best practice when it comes to talking about autism, and perhaps some very stereotypical and like common things that the mainstream does, which are not particularly palatable to autism advocates. Thanks for flying the eugenics bit. Jeez. The thing is, he meant well, so it's not all bad. Just needs more education and more input from autistic people. And I think as well, like the choice of charity might be a bit upsetting for autistic people. You want to see the partners? They have Puma as a partner. No way. Sunshine Foundation, NYC Autism. Oh, Project Search. I've worked with Project Search. This is a very good charity. They do some really great work. DFN Project Search. Interesting. Does anything stand out to you guys? The language is good at appealing the Wally-minded business investors, but not people with a brain, I would say. I love the sass, Adam. I love it. Yeah. I think he needs to talk to more autistic people and update himself. How does he know his son isn't going to accomplish great things? Bloody idiot. Yeah. I think it's kind of assuming that this is the way that people think and this is the way that things are, and then trying to challenge that. But I think the very act of assuming that's the way that things are, you know, is equally not so great. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, I suppose it was good to watch this video. It wasn't as upsetting as I thought, uncontroversial as I thought it would be. I think it's like a lot of the language that's used and a lot of the framing isn't perhaps the most palatable, and I do wish that, you know, I do wish that perhaps they would have consulted with some autistic people around making this video, you know. And it does seem that, like, perhaps the charity that is working on this, like, or whilst they are doing some good work, that, you know, there are some concerns when it comes to the practices that they promote and how they think about various ones. I dislike the language, infantilization, and the ABA. It's trying to be polite. Yeah, I mean, I'd be interested to hear what you think of this video. So please let me know down in the comments if you have any pieces of information that could fill me in a little bit more on what exactly the situation is, and why people are so kind of upset and annoyed about this, and why exactly there are so many, like, celebrities and YouTubers who are, like, flocking to doing this. Like, it seems a bit mad, to be honest. Please let me know down in the comments, and make sure to like and share the video with as many people as possible to get the word out, because 39 million views, man, we need to have some more context going on in the mainstream around this, 100%.